we felt that it was important to address ionizing radiation in the United States, both natural and man-made. This is a chart that shows on the top the natural ionizing radiation, and on the bottom it shows the man-made radiation. And you can see they're about 50% of the chart. The natural is 50%, and the man-made is about 50%. The natural radiation sources are cosmic, and this comes from the sun and the stars, and that accounts for about 5% of the total. We also have internal radionuclides, potassium, and other natural metabolites that account for about 5% of the total. And then the terrestrial or soil accounts for about 3%. Radon and thoron account for the largest amount of natural ionizing radiation at 37%, and thoron is actually just a radioactive isotope of radon. So primarily we're just going to talk about radon. And radon is a natural occurring radioactive gas. It's the largest source, again, of ionizing radiation from nature. It's produced by the natural decay of uranium. And it's found in rocks and soil, as well as some of our building blocks, etc., the bricks and gypsum wallboard is found in concrete. So back east, or in cold climates, people who have basements oftentimes will have somebody come in to test the radon level in their basements, because it can be put off by these bricks that line the basement. So the man-made ionizing radiation sources, we have two very small ones. You have your consumer products at 2%, and you have your industrial and occupational at 0.1%. So they're negligible, basically. But then we get into the medical ionizing radiation. X-ray and fluoroscopy account for about 5% of the total. Interventional fluoroscopy accounts for about 7%, and CT accounts for about 24%, with nuclear medicine, which is usually seen as separate from the others, at 12%. This is another pie chart, and the reason I'm showing it to you is because I wanted you to see clearly the medical sources of ionizing radiation, starting with the blue section, which is the CT section, and then the gray, which is the 12% for the nuclear medicine. The brown is the interventional, the green is the regular fluoroscopy and the X-ray. In the early 1980s, the medical effective dose per individual in the United States was 0.53 millisieverts. CT only accounted for 0.016 millisieverts. And remember, CT really just came into being in the mid-70s, so it was still in its infancy at this point. By 2006, it was 3.0 millisieverts for each individual's effective dose from medical procedures, with CT accounting for 1.47 millisieverts. So you can see there's been quite a jump there. CT actually accounted for about 49% of the medical sources of radiation in 2006. That's a jump from 1983 to 2006 of 5.7 times more medical effective dose per individual in the United States. We've gone from 0.53 millisieverts to 3.0 millisieverts. Now, one of the things I want you to be aware of is that all of these figures are from 2006. So there have been a lot of developments in the medical field, especially around CT. So the chances are that the effective dose per individual is much, much higher now than it was then.